What up? What it do? I'm Miss Indigo Blue, and this is another sample reading. Today's reading is a 30-minute one question or one focus topic reading. This client is in direct sales, and she was becoming a little bit frustrated about the way things were going with her business. So she had a question in regard to that. Check it out, see what happens, and let me know if you make it to the end by commenting made it.
So now in regard to your business, gonna go ahead and start the shuffle again. If it helps you to see the shuffle.
Oh, yeah.
That was choppy.
Okay.
Okay, so you stopped me in the middle. So these are the two cards that were facing the Star card and the Queen of Cups in reverse. So if we look at these two cards, the Star card, which we just saw a minute ago, which is um, saying though that you are the star. You have star power, you have star potential, you have the ability to be shining bright in this venture. Um, but what it is actually doing is opening up a way for you to be able to pour your light and love into a bigger pool. Um, because with the Queen of Cups being in reverse, and the Star card, I feel like the reversal of this Queen of Cups is, for some reason right now, something has happened that's not making you happy with it. Um, Maybe you're feeling a little bit frustrated with it because you have the Queen of Cups in reverse. So we're going to go ahead and fan the cards out, and you can tell me when to stop and pick your four cards.
Stop. 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 And stop.
Okay, so of course that Queen of Cups in reverse is underneath the bottom.
Oh, wow.
Well, that's because it was already there. Okay, so when I say my elements outside, I say fire, water, earth, air. So that's the order that we're going to do them in for this week. So fire is going to be your potential to get things started in this business. So as far as business would go, fire would be your potential to get things started, your potential to make things happen. Okay, I just want to make sure they weren't all in reverse. So the card is the Knight of Swords in reverse. The Knight of Swords usually is fast pace, things coming in quickly, things moving quickly, things happening at a fast pace. So for this to be your fire energy in this read, it would seem like it's going to be something that would be a slower journey. It's not going to be something that just takes off and skyrockets. It would be something that you would have to put a lot of work, a lot of energy into in order for it to do what you want it to do. Okay. So your emotional is the Hierophant. So the Hierophant, you have a lot of knowledge about what you're doing. You are a leader, and so in this, you would be able to. What this is saying to me, because knowing what your business is, it would be more so of the team building aspect that is going to help you versus maybe the personal sales aspect, which will come along with it. But it's almost like you're a leader. So it could be both in sales and in building the team. But it's showing here that you're kind of right now you're more knowledgeable about the products than a lot of people. You're actually using them, you're actually loving them, so you are sharing knowledge about them. Um, and I feel like that makes you happy to have found products that you like and you enjoy and that you're able to share with people. And it seems like the people who are trying the products are actually liking them as well. So Earth, we have the World in reverse. And so speaking of in business, if the world to me was upright, what that would mean would be that the opportunity is wide open and you can make it what you want it to be. With it being in reverse, it feels a little more limited. So I don't know what type of restrictions that company might place on you if they do place restrictions on you. Um, it could be that it's possibly the restrictions that they are setting are stunting your growth or stunting um, your potential to earn. I'm not sure. You would have to tell me more about that if for me to know if that's true or not. Um, and then we have the Fool in reverse, and this is for the air. So this is for communication. And something is saying that if this opportunity does prove to be very prosperous, you don't want to be telling everybody about it. Because if the Fool were upright and this is for your air, for your communication, and for movement, um, this to me is saying don't do anything drastic and don't you need to hold on and analyze things a little bit more. It might then be saying that mentally you're not you may not be taking enough, you may not be being the fool. It's either telling you don't be the fool or you're not being the fool. So either you're not taking as many risks,
Yeah.
which when you're doing a business like this, um, social media tends to make you feel like you're bothering people, or you are posting about your business too much. People won't want to hear it. Da 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 da. So if you're letting those types of worries set in, it's keeping you from jumping the way that you want to jump, which then in turn would keep you from being able to um, expand the way that you want to expand in the business, especially monetarily, because to your own very personal customers. And then it would be leaving you with a lot of, it's still helping you gain a lot of knowledge. I almost feel like it's trying to say that this was an opportunity that was going to show you how, exactly how, what to not to, how
Mhm.
to, when to, with who, with and who without. It was going. This opportunity was going to fill you with all of that knowledge on what way, how to move, type of thing. Um.
With this group, with this larger group, I created events uh like drives, like customer drives, uh consultant drives, and all that. Just I figured if they're gonna do something, they're gonna do something if they're reminded of it. And
Yeah.
my leader is like, if they haven't ordered within 3 days, they're not gonna order. And some of them haven't even responded in 3 days.
Yeah. So when I said it seems like maybe something in the business was cutting you off, half of what, not half, almost all of what happens in life is exactly what we expect to happen. So once she gave you that low field expectation,
Yeah.
it dropped your confidence in your ability to um go forward, what your ability to seal some deals, your ability to make things happen in this. So that
Right.
and then and she got you on the edge of the cliff and then said, wait, like grabbed your hand and said, okay, it's okay to do this, but so I don't know where the 3 days.
Feel Jackson is not a typical town. If they're gonna order if they want to, or it's not typical 3 day fix or whatever. You know what I mean?
The thing about
This, yeah, super slow
Yeah.
moving. Super slow moving. See, and you know your audience. So um are you willing to accommodate this energy? Are you willing to move slow and take your time getting to where you're getting? Are you willing to show it to the same person 10 times in order for them to go, because that is this type of environment that we're in. Not too many people see something to go, ooh, unless it is something that they think is going to give them status. And then um, that's a whole nother story, because things don't give you status. You give things status.
Yeah.
And so you're still dealing with, you're going to have to be a book of knowledge, and you're going to have to just keep feeding people knowledge, 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 in order for this to turn around. Because the ideal is that we want the world to be upright, and we do want the food to be upright, because we don't want you feeling trapped,
Yeah.
where with the world being in reverse feels like um everything's running you instead of you running everything in your life. It feels like you are a part of your world trying to stay afloat rather than the world revolving around what you're doing and what you're creating. And then with the Fool, again, having been told some negative aspect about what you're doing gives you a blockage, sort of.
It, it is, wait, for some reason, I felt lucky picking the days that I did, and she just shot him down, and I'm like,
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a wild Kuan Yin Oracle card, and I'm going to also take another Oracle deck and try to give you some guidance in this, because you have to be able to retrain your mind back to the place where your mind was in a positive place in regard to this, because last time when we were talking about this, you were very hopeful and positive in regard to this. And so maybe it's just this one aspect of it. Maybe it's just the party part about it. Was she just talking about the party part, or was she just talking about she's trying to make you not do things on social media at all, or she's just saying if people aren't interactive in your event on the first 3 days, they're not going to be active in it at all.
that's what she's saying, that they're not interactive in the first 3 days, but it's like the opposite, especially with as far as interaction goes. Some people haven't even started. They just started interacting.
Right, because it's a slower paced environment here where we are. And so the card that I pulled from the Wild Kuan Yin Oracle deck is 24. The Princess of Purity leaps across.
Mm-hmm.
So what it says, if someone is trying to pull you into their drama, you have permission to simply refuse to take it on board. It's not for you. Have compassion as you set clear boundaries. This is a way to love yourself more. If you have been seeking a way through an issue, you are being asked to let go of your plans and open up to divine intercession. Don't worry about controlling the outcome. Just accept the way through that will be showing itself to you. It is likely to be a method of sidestepping or leaping over the situation altogether. Finally, if you are locked in a decision-making process or you want to find a way out of the gridlock in your own mind or with that of another, this oracle brings you guidance. There's another way, another option that you have not yet assessed consciously. Keep your heart and mind open, relax, and it will come to you. Don't lock yourself into a decision. See what unfolds. Act when you feel you need to act, and rest when you need to rest. So this is what. So that lady saying that is it feels like a obstacle. It felt like a brick wall was built in front of you, and so it's not necessarily their drama unless that's what she's experiencing. And just because that's what she's experiencing, or somebody told her that's what she would experience, and then she believed it, and now she's passing it on to the next person, doesn't mean that that's what has to happen. So you just have to put your faith in the right place so that you can get past this, not not a situation, past this thinking. Don't let what someone else, because she's probably not going to be the only one who comes to you with a negative aspect about what you're doing. So whenever these situations arise, um, then you have to know, right, that this is the decision that you made, is to stick with this business. So when we did a reading before, um, you are being told that you have a lot owed back to you, that you've done a lot of work, and it's time for you to receive from the previous efforts, even not even so much of what you're having to put effort into now. And so you have to keep that on your mind. So your energy has to be, this is the water card. So your emotions have to be very matter of fact when it comes to this. I know this about my business. I know that about my business. Not so much that I know this about my products, but I know that I was told that I'm in a position to where it's time for me to receive. And I chose this as my method. And so if you keep your mindset in a place that says, I know this is for me, then it will be. And the other thing about this, with this Knight of Swords being in reverse, this is, I feel like, about business, period. So how you've tried other avenues of entrepreneurship, and so it's not necessarily that this one opportunity was slow to get started, but it could have been the testing out of the other opportunities and the other things that you tried first before you even got here that made the whole business aspect itself slow. Not that this aspect had to be slow, because you got to an emotional place where you like, I know this is the one. This is the one. It's helping me. It's helping others. Um, and then she made your world come crushing down, right?
Yeah.
So, which is, she gave you a lack mindset. So that's why this comes into the earth position, because when your world came tumbling down, it made you feel like your business was at a halt, that your business wasn't going to be what you already know it is. And so you're going to have to choose one. Either you're going to choose that the new thought process, or you're going to choose the thought process of knowing that it is what it is. And it might take some time, maybe, but some of that time might already have been earned somewhere else. And so I know that if I just continue to have faith in this, then this can't happen. And so and this also being in the communication spot, she's not the fool. She's not the one who's ready to jump out there and take all chances. And I don't know how prosperous the business is for her. I don't know how many people you all have on your team, but take a look at that and think about it right now. Like, how many people does she have on her team? How many dollars is she doing per month? So maybe she's starting to get tainted in the business because it's not going the way that she thought it was going to go for herself. And now she's passing that onto you because now she's wanting to stop, or she's wanting to slow down, or she's wanting to decrease the effort that she's putting into it. Therefore, she's communicating that negative aspect of it now onto you.
Yeah.
So they're saying, I know it seems like a brick wall, um, but it's actually a stepping stone. It's what there's another little quoted part in here. It says, I have such faith in you that I have placed what appears to be an obstacle in your way. It is actually a stepping stone that will help you rise. If there were no challenges, how would you gain trust and confidence in yourself, in me? Through my grace, I am giving you an invincible boost. You shall leap over this obstacle with such lightness of heart and foot. You shall then believe that anything is possible. So again, it comes down to what you know. What do you know? What do you know? What do you know? So, yeah.
And it feels like I know more about this business than any of the other businesses I've done.
Right. And I'm glad that you said in that just then that you feel like you know more about this business than any of the other businesses you've done. And not that you know more about this business than she does or he does or the other people doing it, because you weren't comparing yourself to the next person. You were just taking a look at yourself. And so that's important.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank
So there you have it. I did find this to be a valuable piece of information for anybody who's in sales using social media, especially direct sales when you have a team and you have all these people with all these different opinions coming at you and things of that nature. Just do what works well for you. You have to know your audience, you have to know your customer, and focus things around that. What works in one environment, it's not going to work in another environment. So know your clientele, know your products, and do what feels good for you. And especially don't let somebody else's drama deter you from being the fool. Take all the risk when it's your business and you're doing something for self. Okay, so I'll talk with you guys again later. If you want to book your own reading, remember it's www.zenmothersgarden.com.
Thanks for watching. Namaste.